Okay, so this kind of feels like a summary of a lot of what's going on, at least that first round. Um, so there's like the strength and ability to endure a long fight. So you have the motivation, and then good news comes. There's triumph, and you also have the full energy. So you're adventurous, you're spontaneous, you're having fun. You want to start new experiences, but you also remember that you need to be responsible. You become a person who is highly intelligent. You listen to yourself, you make the correct decisions in order to keep this good news coming. And the moon in reverse is telling you to release fear, reduce anxiety, know the truth, because as we'll see further down in this reading, life will always have its ups and downs. It's about gaining our own composure of self so that whatever happens around us or to us, it doesn't throw us off. That's the huge key. So we want to bring the unconscious conscious. We want to release fear, reduce anxiety, know the truth, and keep our composure. Secrets made public, hidden enemies, traps, scandal. And we want to also be aware of any hidden enemies. We want to be fully conscious and have that self-awareness first, and then we have then you naturally can be very have the ability to analyze your environment and those within it, and if they're genuine or if they're not, especially once you gain that self-awareness within yourself, which is the good and the bad. And you do end up getting recognition. You get a new job, you're disciplined, you have success, rewards, mastery. Okay, now coming into the long, which is kind of like going into more depth here. So this is like your life going along with this energy. So we have the Two of Pentacles. So there is change. There's the ability to adapt to new circumstances. Of course, there may be some complications, but balance is huge. We have to balance between our gains and losses so it doesn't throw us off. I did get that, hey Spirit, what could throw us off balance? The Queen of Cups in reverse, indecisive behaviors, gossip, cannot keep secrets, untrustworthy, dishonest, vicious, alcohol, and substance abuse. So pay attention to those things, because those may throw you off balance and throw off everything you've been working for. You may have to like declutter your life in a sense of really figure out how you can live in integrity so you can stay in that success, so you can stay so in tune with yourself that nothing can shake you outside of you. And that requires you having to get rid of those behaviors that are not in alignment with your integrity. So, and then yeah, and so doing this, like paying attention to, do I have friendships that we gossip, or I feel like I can't trust them, or it's not really genuine, or there's dishonest, or there's a lot of alcohol abuse. As you start to figure out what you really want, who you really are, and who you want to surround yourself with, and who you want to become, meaning you're changing these behaviors within yourself. So it brings this discomfort within you and within those around you. So there's discomfort within you. There's this like betrayal sense, because we're raised in society to act a certain way in order to fit in. So like telling secrets is sometimes a way for us to fit in, a way for us to bond. So you almost feel betrayed by society. Like, why wouldn't society set me up to get to know myself and get to know how I could best be successful emotionally and in the workplace, So it does feel a little discomforting, and there's a lot of kind of like pain to process there, of like society betraying us by taking us further away from our true selves, which aligns us with our integrity, which ultimately makes us feel best and most happy. And there's also confrontation and conflict, because this may cause conflict with your relationships and your family and friends, because as you change, it may bring up things that you'd rather not have to bring up. But sometimes we have to deal with the bad in order to get to that other side where there is sun, where there is light, where things are calm, and we ultimately end up, even though it was hard, being thankful that we made that choice rather than to continue on in this behavior that wasn't serving you, so you can move forward. So watch out for that. I don't know if I pulled these, and yeah, so doing that brings through this change, this evolution, this success, this destiny, new conditions, growth, the perpetual cycle of life. Yeah, so the perpetual cycle of life, meaning, yes, there are good and like sometimes we have to deal with conflict in the bad things within us and others in order to bring forth the good things, for us and for others. So it's like the perpetual cycle of life, like life has good and bad. It's just us harnessing our consciousness and our self-awareness to be able to witness it and not just keep it hidden or not look at it, so we can be consciously creating our life. And the world card came up as well, so it's like, this is, if you're willing to face the bad and get through that, like, guaranteed success, rewards received, you'll feel closer to yourself, you'll feel, even like, it may be uncomfortable at first, but this is where you will find your abundance. This is where you'll find recognition of your work from within yourself, from like the natural way we hear our guides or angels or our higher energies. Will just feel more in alignment, like it was the right thing for ourselves. So this is the rewards of that. And I was like, what could block this? And it was the Hangman reverse. So like arrogance, materialism, wasted effort, false prophecy. So do not let anybody or yourself get dismayed. If you're on this journey, do not let yourself fall off of this journey because of something happening. Like, let's say something big and huge happens and you want to take it as a sign that you're not doing the right thing. You have to take a lot of time to really go over everything that happens in your life and go over how you really feel and really tune into your inner guidance to figure out the truth of a situation before you make any decisions about your life, because every single decision that you make like that will change the trajectory of your whole life. So you really, especially when you're trying to tune into your divine energy, trying to tune into your divine abundance, you're trying to become happy, you're trying to live your best life that you deserve, you have to be diligent. You have to spend a lot of time going over and making sure you're tuned in to what the truth of a situation is, so you can keep that effort going towards. So you're showing the universe and yourself where you're headed, and you're staying in alignment with yourself. Even though you have past traumas, you may have past traumas where society or our parents or family or friends did everything that they could to try to keep us in a state of failure, or where gossip was the key to friendship. And that may have been a band-aid that made us feel better temporarily, but we were only receiving love and like this acceptance from others. We were outsourcing that, and we want to keep that to be for ourselves. So it may feel like you have to self-sacrifice in the presence of adversity. So it may feel like self-sacrifice, because you're having to let go of that old life in order to birth this new one. And you have to be really not let adversity take you off that path. So this is the only thing that could take you off of this wheel of fortune, change, evolution, success, and this world card, guaranteed success, recognition of your work, is if something happens, some type of adversity, and you question all of your work and you want to go back to your old habits, or people try to use you being in an adversity, or experiencing something that is not ideal. People may try to creep back in your life because they can sense that you're not fully you're going through something difficult, you're going through an adverse event, so they may try to creep back in and convince you to go back here. And it may feel good temporarily because it may feel like, oh, they're comforting me and they're being so nice, but you have to stay in alignment and in tune to your intuition. It is that's the hugest thing. Okay. And I'm not sure if the strength card comes from over here, but strength, the big thing too, obviously. Another thing that's going to help you stick with this is embodying your high priestess. I have the knowledge, wisdom, and intelligence. So that's what we were just talking about. You have the patience, the trust, the discretion, the emotional stability, the thoughtful decision, the modesty, the intuition, the esoteric knowledge, and the divination to go through life with whatever may happen and not be able to shake that unshakable knowing of yourself and what's best for you and your life, not letting others shake this up. You know yourself to the core. You have this knowledge, wisdom, and intelligence to the core. And also being your own leader. That's part of the high priestess, you know, passionate, strong. It's almost like this alignment with the divine masculine, divine feminine within, the masculine and feminine energies within. Like once you master this feminine energy, you almost automatically come into this more yang energy where you're like become this natural leader. It's like yang masculine energy is more doing, yin feminine energy is more knowing. So once you have that deeper knowing, then you can take action on it, and you'll just find this naturally, like that you're in this leadership role. You're bold, quick, generous, passionate in your life. So I don't know if the strength card was supposed. So I have the aptitude to achieve all my desires. So you do have this strength. Back to this, you do have this strength, and don't for a second think that you don't, no matter what anybody says or you say to yourself. The spirit that dominates matters. The spirit dominates matter. You always have this strength no matter what happens. This action, this courage, this success. You have so much knowledge that spans way far past just this lifetime. You have the physical strength, the powerful will, the inner strength, the tames the beast. You have this strength within you. It's just about harnessing that, keeping that in mind. And moving forward from this high priestess and this masculine feminine, you are even learning more. You're learning more, you're growing even further. Look for someone to guide you in life. You want to learn more. So this is education, the hero, teaching, doing the right thing, secure situations, stable, commitment, marriage, spirituality, connection with the divine. So you're really learning what your soul wants in this life and what you want to learn that will make you feel more connected to life and the divine. You want to educate yourself. You want to just be in alignment with your soul. You want your beliefs and you want this wisdom to make sense with who you are. And it feels so profoundly worth it, and it makes you feel content, but in an even stronger way, like this pure contentness that you can't get from any of that other stuff that isn't so authentic and real. So then we get this 9 of Swords. So look, don't forget that as we go through and we grow and we get better and we get higher, that there is going to be moments where things are going to happen. You may have worries, negativity, unhappiness, or like times or periods where you have obsessive feelings, anxiety, stress, focusing on the past. You may doubt yourself. You have guilt, regret, overthinking, nightmares, insomnia. You're human, but you can't let that take over. You have to remember the path that you're on and not allowing these moments to take over, because that is life. That's the cycle of life. That's the wheel of fortune, the cycle of life. You have to become strong enough to trust your intuition and trust this path, to not let, when these things happen, take over your path in life. You have to keep going forward. And it's such a great feeling to overcome those moments and get right back on and just ride it like a wave and get right back onto your path. And this also was intellectual development, Page of Swords. So you're starting to feel like you are really trusting yourself more. Like you went through this situation, you gained this like education beliefs, and you conquered this, and you're really trusting yourself. Look, you're trusting yourself on your own. You're not in a mean way, but unconcerned about the feelings of others, meaning you are learning how to put yourself first, and now that's the only way you can help others is by doing that. You have inspiration, planning, necessary patience. You've learned patience. You learned the importance of protecting yourself. And that is intellectual development for sure. You're learning through just life. And then we have Knight of Swords. So you're just gaining more and more knowledge, gaining more energy, gaining more momentum through all that you go through. And it just keeps getting higher and more abundant. Like it just makes life feel so much more fulfilling. So you're seizing the opportunity, your courageousness, you're throwing oneself in. You're strong, you're assertive and decisive. And guess what gave you that decisive, strong, assertive, and decisive energy? Having gone through moments where you felt like this and overcame them. Having gone through moments where you had to really figure out if you wanted to keep doing these behaviors that weren't helping you, where you had to go through this discomfort, where you had to have these clashing opinions, this conflict, that all helped you get so stronger and stronger and learning lessons to where you really start to embody this strength, this assertiveness, and this decisiveness. It's embodied. You're not just saying you are that, you really are through all that you have gone through and through your perseverance. And you're paying attention to decisions too. You're not making rash decisions. You're really paying attention to what is best and right for you. Okay, and so 7 of Pentacles, the result of your effort. There's reward, there's harvest, there's benefits, there's perseverance, there's inheritance. Like your life is manifestation of all these ideas, of all that you've done. 3 of Pentacles, there's dedication, commitment, attention to detail, quality, delegate at work, achievements, so you're getting recognized as well. You're starting to get recognized from your efforts. You may be gaining new friends, you may be gaining new colleagues. You are just really starting to see how all that you've done is almost bringing this energy about you that others can't help but want to meet you and understand how you are the way you are because of all that you have done. So you're really starting to see the results of your effort, and you're getting the recognition of it. And from all of this, I got the Ace of Pentacles as Spirit. And that's confirmation that this is true, that what I've been going over is really, really true. Because it's a confirmation card as Spirit. What else with this? So, yeah. Prosperity, financial gain, success, abundance. So I would just take this as confirmation that this is true, all of this. And we got another good card. So I asked Spirit, what could stop this from occurring? What could block someone from this story occurring? And then it was Knight of Swords in reverse. Deceptive and malicious man or woman can be a dangerous, violent, and powerful enemy. So you still have to be very alert. Even though you're in this higher energy, you know yourself. You have to be alert and aware of any violent or malicious people around you or energy around you so that it doesn't take you down. Because the higher you go, the more people recognize it and might not have the best intentions towards you. So you need to be aware of that and not let that take you down. As long as you do that, you will remain abundant. Ace of Cups is an amazing card. Happiness, new beginnings, beginning of relationship, romance. You didn't fall for that energy. You stayed in tune, even though you felt like, oh my God, I'm never going to meet someone. Or, oh my gosh, you have to push through the moments where you're almost convinced that something good is not going to happen around the corner. But when you do that, when even in those moments where you're in full doubt, you decide to trust yourself and trust the universe, it always pays off. It always pays off. And it's such a beautiful thing to experience that. And the Ace of Cups is such a serious card to pull to confirm that so strongly. That when you trust the universe, even when you're in periods of full doubt, you still stand strong in what your inner knowing is, or this inkling. Because you are human, you will have those moments. But you just have to stay in tune with yourself and what you need. So you have happiness, new beginnings, celebrations, fertility, pregnancy, conception, beginning of relationship, romance, like true love, not fake love. You want this divine love, this true love. You want that what makes you truly happy. Again, we have the Star card in reverse. So arrogance, pessimism, stubbornness, illness, error and judgment, psychic impotence, restructuring, deprivation, and abandonment. So that was another thing that came up with what could stop this. So I think a huge part of this reading is whomever this is for, needing to really pay attention to any negativity that comes up through this journey and not letting it take over the power of your journey, not letting it take you down and put you back in old habits. Because that is like, not, I guess, the universe testing you in a way, but more so like people testing you, like the way the world works testing you. And if you want to help end the negativity in the world, you have to learn how to trust your own self and not fall into that negativity that so many people are in. Because these things will pop up, but you have to remain strong in your knowing. And then, yeah, we got the Magician card, because it was like, once you did that, you became this alchemist then. Because you proved to yourself, because the universe said, hey, you know what? You didn't fall for that. Now you get to be this alchemist. Now I have the wisdom to overcome any problem. You learned through all of these negative situations that you have the wisdom to overcome any problem. You gain such confidence in yourself and the universe. You have this magician energy, you have this originality, this intelligence, this knowledge, this autonomy, this autonomy now, this power, willpower, work. Even if that relationship didn't work out, you're still good. You're still okay. Even if that relationship, even if this relationship ended up being something that was not so great, you learned from it and you knew how to see the higher perspective in it. You didn't fall for what society tells us how we should feel around something. You trusted your own feelings. And guess what the universe gave you? The fucking alchemist, the magician, the willpower, the self-employment. I forget my prejudices. You create your destiny. I achieve what I propose, and you know this now more than ever. You know this now more than ever because you continuously learned it every time. That trusting the universe and trusting self always pulled through. So you are the magician now, the ultimate alchemist. And look, you even come across this energy of Five of Swords. I mean, we're still living in a world that is not so always positive. So the Five of Swords, there's harassment, soul, aggression, intimidation, deception, alienation. There are things that we may come upon in our job or in our personal life or in any other means that are not so great. And guess what? When you're in alignment with yourself, your soul, and the universe, justice was right there. Because now you are the magician, you get to call justice. Because you're so in touch with the universe and earth and your soul that what you have to say and feel, the universe really listens because you listen to the universe. You're in touch with that. You're in touch with the elements. You're in touch with the subtlety of how things work. So you get what you deserve. You call justice and you bring justice to the world. You are able to call this stuff out just through your energy, just through the way that you witness things. So you help like the collective in the world in this way that you've embodied who you are. You call justice, you bring harmony, you have this independence of spirit, and this is for not only you, but for others as well. The universe really listens to you, what you have to say. And then we have judgment. The path your life takes will depend on you. So this is almost coming to an end, but saying, again, reiterating, the path your life takes will depend on you. The path your life takes will depend on you. So just making sure you're taking responsibility for that. And it seems like you are. And paying attention and staying conscious and aware. And this is where there's new life, there's good judgment, there's influence over family, there's the ability to forgive, there's wake up, there's renew. So if anything not so great happens, you have this renew and you do the right thing. You know how to go through the ebbs and flows of life. You know how to trust the universe. You know how to be an alchemist. You know how to see from the higher perspective, and you know it pays off. And then we have the Hermit, the search for spiritual enlightenment. So you're still, even, I think, like throughout this whole journey, you are really appreciating the spiritual realms and world and searching for your own spirit, like just spiritual enlightenment. You're starting to see how much you appreciate solitude and how much self-reflection and introspection and becoming aware and knowing yourself helps you so much in staying in alignment with the path that you want to create the life you want. You are trusting your inner guidance. You're isolating yourself to meditate so you can stay in alignment with what you need, so you can stay in alignment with subtle realms, with the universe. And you're seeing the good in this and how important this is. And in conjunction with, what if there is something bad that happens? What if there's a disappointment, a betrayal, anguish, unhappiness, however this comes through, poor health, or maybe poor health of someone you care about, or some type of suffering, but you fully go totally in a beautiful hermit mode of the search for spiritual alignment. Not even a search, you already embody this, and that's what gets you through this suffering, because you are able to utilize meditation, self-reflection, introspection, knowing yourself, trusting your inner guidance to understand the suffering from a level that sees everything, that from a level that it turns the suffering into something that is not just suffering. You see how this is almost somewhat serving something. It's hard to explain. It's like when you get so in touch with your inner guidance and you're in that like divine higher knowing, you start to be able to see the full picture of things, and it makes it helps ease the suffering of something, and it helps you bring through new ideas that may help alleviate the suffering, because you are open to those higher ideas. But you have to be paying attention to yourself. You have to stay in alignment to be able to bring through those new ideas that may help end this suffering. So that's a big purpose for you, is doing that so you can help end suffering. I'm getting for others a lot. That's a huge thing. It seems like a paradox, but it's true. You staying, paying attention to your solitude, self-reflection, becoming aware, knowing yourself, staying in tune with your inner guidance, your spiritual enlightenment, even if that means some solitude sometimes, is what helps you help alleviate other suffering, because you're able to bring through higher guidance, higher and new ideas. So that's a huge, almost like purpose. Okay. Was there any other cards? No. I hope that is helpful.